Hi everyone, welcome to November's Big Rivendell Reader. My name's Hayley and I work for the Open University as a lecturer, but Mrs. Worthington very kindly lets me come into school to meddle with the books, and sometimes I get to take you out of class and read with you, which I absolutely love. And so she just lets me come in and play, really, which I'm really grateful for. And now we're doing this, which is also very exciting for me. So this month, the book of the month is, I better grab it, hadn't I? The book of the month is Bunny versus Monkey, The Impossible Pig. There we go, look. So 2 copies of this are going into the library next week. That's our book of the month. And also, Noah won a copy for their submission to the Rivendell Reader, which I'll tell you more about later towards the end. And I want to talk about comic books. So I think comic books are brilliant. A lot of the time people can think that they're perhaps not as valid as other books. I'm not sure what people think, but I certainly don't think like that. I think that comic books are wonderful, and I'm going to show you some examples of ones that I particularly like, so that hopefully you will, if you don't already think that comic books are wonderful, you will give them a go or think that they are for the future. Okay, so the lots of books in this series, there are absolutely loads of them, and they're just full of silliness really and toilet humour, and they're basically about Monkey is trying to take over the forest. I think he thinks he's on another planet, but he's trying to take over the forest, so he's always fighting with Bunny. I was just trying to find a picture, but there's lots of silliness. Look, I think, can you see that one where he's drawn a picture of him doing a little something on his friend's head? Things like that, but it's really good fun, and they're really enjoyable. The author is Jamie Smart, and he's been writing those for a long time. He does lots of other things too. He does Lushkin. I've got a Lushkin one here as well, so he does those. And he also writes, Bunny and Monkey is inside the Phoenix comic, which is a weekly comic which I get delivered. I'd like to say that it's just for my daughter, but I think I possibly like it more. So we get it delivered. It comes in a really fun envelope. And there's lots of different things in there. So there's lots of different comic strips in there. Some of them are quite serious. They had one that was about, it was a bit like Stupid Deaths. It was about historical people and as though they were being interviewed. So there's lots of interesting things in there and puzzles. And I got in contact with the Phoenix comic, and I said that we were doing this, where we were doing newsletters and putting videos on the YouTube channel, and I asked them if they could give us an incentive to get more involved in comics, and they were amazing. I was so impressed with how cool they were. They spoke to me about lots of different things and pointed me in the direction of some videos. So we've got some drawing videos because they've got their own YouTube channel, and I've put those on a playlist on this channel so that you can see them. But they also gave us a discount code. So with the discount code Rivendell, you get 10% off in the Phoenix shop for any of those things. You don't get it off the magazines because if you subscribe to the magazines, the first 6 are only £1 each anyway, so they couldn't discount that further. But anything else that's in the shop, you'll get a discount for, which I thought was really cool of them. And also there's a drawing workshop that Jamie Smart is running in December, and they've said that you can use the code against that. So it's only £5.99 anyway, and if you use your code, then that makes it £5.39. And so it's an hour's online live drawing tutorial. You can find it. I'm going to try and put the link in at the bottom of this video, but it's on the Phoenix website, which I just think that would be amazing. I think that would be really good fun, and a lot of you might like to join up to that, and it's reasonably cheap, so it might be a really good option. So I thought I'd let you know about that. So comics are great for lots and lots of reasons. They're really good fun. They're quite easy to read because they're engaging, because they've got lots of pictures in them, which helps to make the story flow. They're very heavily dialogue based, and it's often in simple sentences, so they're great for learning a first language or a second language. I should have grabbed it actually, but I've got some in German. I'm learning German, so I've got some comic books in German because it's short sentences, and so it really helps you to learn a language. So if you're young and you're learning the language right now, then it really helps you to really develop a deep understanding of that language, and also of dialogue. When you're learning a language, it's great to be able to read narratives, but when you read a dialogue, that helps you engage with the language even more. So I think comic books are great for that. And as I said before, the pictures give us clues to what the story is about, which is really helpful because then you can sometimes decipher the words more easily. And they're not just for children, so I've got a selection of them here. So there are some for children, obviously, but all different age ranges. So we've got Lushkin and Bunny versus Monkey, which are quite young, but also not necessarily. I think my brother would still very much like those. He's in his 50s, but he likes toilet humour quite a lot. And in fact, I know he likes them because he bought one for my daughter, and I know that he had already been read. So you don't have to be young to like them. But we've also got things like Roller Girl, which is a really, really good one. I'm pretty sure that's in the library. I'm sure I've seen that in the library. We've got Investigators, which is about some crocodile investigators. They're really good fun. We've got Dogman, which I know a lot of you really love. I keep trying to find these, and whenever I do, I'm going to put them in the library, but I've got this one. This one's going in the library, as is Investigators, and the Bunny versus Monkey ones, obviously. So there's lots and lots available for children. They've got bigger sized Bunny versus Monkey ones. You can see that they're a slightly bigger size. So yeah, there's lots and lots available, as well as the Phoenix comic. But then as you're getting a little bit older, if anybody's watching who's a little bit older, we've got sort of coming of age sort of comic books like Scott Pilgrim, which was a film. I've got number 6 rather than number 1 there, but it was also made into a film. It's about a young adult who is fighting off his girlfriend's ex-boyfriends, but it's very much in the style of sort of Street Fighter video game sort of thing. They're really good fun. And Heartstopper, which is another very famous coming of age comic, which I know they've made into a series. But then there's even ones for adults, which are very deep. They're not necessarily, I mean, you can get things, I'm just looking around to see if I could find something else. You can get things that are like Batman comics and Harley Quinn and things like that, and they're really good fun. But you can also get ones that are very literary. So I just chose 3 out of my stash. So I've got V for Vendetta, which is a film, and they made it into a film, and it's about a vigilante who's fighting fascism in a dystopian future, perhaps not for those in early years. We've got Watchmen, which is very, very famous, and it's about morality and power. And there's also a bit about group theory, because it demonstrates how a common enemy can unite us. So this is a very, very deep. I've got a book called Watchmen and Philosophy. It's a very, very deep book, and you might not think that it is because it's a comic book. And also Mouse was another one that I chose, which is about World War II, where the Nazis are depicted as cats, and Jewish people are depicted as mice, and Americans are depicted as dogs. Not sure where the English people come into it, but it's by Art Spiegelman, and he's American, so I'll forgive him for that. So there are lots and lots of different comic books available. They don't have to be just for children, and it would be great if you could give them a try. If you don't like them already, it would be great if you could give it a try. So what else was I going to talk about? Oh, of course, we've got the submissions. So this month's submissions, we had 3 submissions. I'm hoping we've already had 2 in, because it took me a little while to film this video because I had a huge cold sore, and it was so big that I think if I'd have filmed it with the cold sore, you wouldn't have been able to see my face. So I waited a little while until it had calmed down a little bit. You can still see a bit. So we've already had a couple of entries for this month, but I'll come back to that. So November's entries, we had 3. We had this wonderful picture from Layla. Oh, look at that. It's fabulous. I absolutely love it, in nursery. And it's from the book That's Not My Monster. And then we've had a story from Grace. Just here, look, that's Grace's beautiful writing, which I'm going to read out to you. I checked with the author, and I've got permission. She said that it's fine. So I'm going to read this out to you. So it's called The Great Fire of London. Once upon a time, there was a rat named Boxton and a flea named Vlad, and they were best friends. And then one day, they were sat by a warm, toasty fire. Suddenly, a little spark jumped out of the oven, and then a huge fire started, and then got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then one day, there was a man who buried cheese and wine in his back garden. And also, all of the people in London rowed in boats to safety. And then the mayor said to the king, "Our country is on fire. Can you help?" "Yes," said the king. And then he said, "Maybe we could build houses made out of brick." And the mayor said, "What a great idea." And then they lived happily ever after. What I particularly like is the little nod to Samuel Pepys in this, a man who knew about priorities, protecting his wine and cheese. And the final entry was from Noah, and it was a joke. And the joke was, where do books hide when they are scared? Under the covers, which is brilliant. A brilliant book joke. I was very impressed. So we choose an entry at random, and this month it was Noah. So when you submit something, you can submit anything that's book related, and we'll put your name into a hat. Don't literally put it in a hat, but we'll put your name into something and then pull it out to see who wins. So next month, the book of the month is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And I'm going to be talking about Dr. Seuss. You can see I'm a fan of Dr. Seuss. But it's a strange one because I never read Dr. Seuss as a child. So this is something that I found later, and I actually think they're wonderful. So we've got a copy of this to go to the winner of the month, and we've also got a copy to go into the school library, and I've got some other Dr. Seuss books to go into the school library too. So if you don't win, whenever there's a competition, if you don't win, don't worry, it'll be in the school library and then you get to read it too. So that was everything that I wanted to talk about this month. I just wanted to let you know that October's video isn't up yet, but that's because, and I think this is really exciting, it's nothing to do with Strictly. I'm not going to tell you I'm going on Strictly. Not yet. That's because the author, Pamela Butchart, who wrote The Great Chris Robbery, I contacted her agent and the publishers, and they've said that I can probably read some of the book, which is a really big deal because they don't let you do that on YouTube. And they've said that I might be able to read some of the book, so I'm waiting to see if they'll give me that permission, and then I'm going to record it with me reading part of the book. So that's why October's isn't up yet, but I haven't forgotten about it. And there was also something else that I wanted to say about this channel. So this channel is for Rivendell School, but obviously if anybody else finds it, of course you can watch this, and I hope that you really like it. And if you want to email me, the email's in my in the channel information. But it's for our school. So if anybody wants to record a video or a short that's something to do, it's got to be something to do with books because that's what the channel's about. But if anybody wants to record something and you want me to upload it onto our channel, I would be more than happy to do that. I think that would be really fun, in fact. So while you're doing submissions that are like jokes and stories and poems and pictures of you reading and things like that, that's also fabulous. But if you also wanted to do a video, just let me know, send it over. I need to get permission because obviously it would be going onto this is a public channel, so obviously it would be going onto that, so I would need to get parental or guardian permission. But yeah, that would be wonderful. So that was everything that I wanted to go through. Please do send in your submissions because I'm really enjoying seeing them. It's wonderful. And I'll see you next time. Bye.